Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of What's Poppin' Podcast. Jimmy here. We got my man Tim.
Hello,
Good to
hello.
see you, buddy.
Good to see you too,
How's
my friend.
everything, man? How was your weekend, bud?
Oh, it was good. Actually, a break in the weather this time. It was wonderful. I was like, oh, it's the sun. I can believe that it exists now. But other than that, yeah, it's been chill. I had today off, actually. Just kind of did nothing all day and saw the dentist. My teeth are healthy. They haven't fallen out yet, so we're good. But yeah, other than that, just super chill time. I don't know about you.
Everything's been good, man. Just keeping busy, trying to do the Twitch streams, also trying to stay up to date with all the news. But unfortunately, this week we really didn't get a lot of news.
Yeah, not so much.
Yeah, we got a couple of things here and there that we definitely want to get our opinions and thoughts on. Hint, hint, Batman stuff, a couple other things. So hopefully you guys are in for a treat here with this new episode. This is episode number 8.
Yes,
8. Episode 8.
We're figuring it out. We're getting there.
Yeah. I always have it in my mind. All right, the next episode's gonna be this, and then I always forget when we're actually recording. But hope you guys are having a good day. Let's get into it. I got a couple here. I'll do 3 news topics, and then you can bring the next ones up.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good.
All right. So first up, we have Tom Holland confirms Uncharted will be a Nathan Drake origin story. And he says, I think what Uncharted offers that most video game films don't is that it's an origin story to the games. Holland said, so if you played the games, you haven't seen what's going to happen in the film. And if you haven't played the games, you're going to enjoy the film because it's information that everyone else is getting at the same time. But I'm super excited to make that movie, and it's been a long time coming.
That's an understatement. It's been a long time coming. Yeah, it has, buddy.
I feel like it's been in production for a few years now, man.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, because we talked about it earlier. I mean, it's had 6. This is now its 7th director signed on for it. It's gone through being, I think it was like back in 2016 or 17 when they first started talking about this becoming a movie.
Right.
It's a long ass time ago, and so I'm excited for it to be coming out. But I'm fine because you mentioned to me that it's kind of weird that he said it's going to be like an origin story for the games, right?
Yeah, because I mean, in the games, if you played them, which I hope some of you guys have, because if you haven't, go play them. They're the collection's very cheap. It's very affordable on the PSN store, and by the time you get to the 3rd game, that's when we get a little bit of an origin story. Not too much as in like when he was a baby or anything like that, but you get the origin story of when Nathan Drake meets his protagonist, which is pretty much his mentor, Sully. And there's that origin story to there. So I don't know exactly what he means by origin story, like how far back they're gonna go. I don't know if it's gonna retell his entire childhood to teenage years.
Yeah, I find it kind of weird. I've never heard of a movie saying this is an origin story for the games. Like typically movie adaptations are a source material exists before, whether it be a book, graphic novel, or a game, and then they say this is that version for the movie, and they kind of go through with that material as like a foundation.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know.
It's weird.
I don't know. I'm a little nervous, to be honest with you, man, because I really like the story of Nathan Drake, and I love the whole tomb raiding type stuff, and I don't know, man. I do have faith that Tom Holland could, play it off as a young Nathan Drake.
Right.
I don't know how. I still feel like they're miscasting Sully with Mark Wahlberg.
I think so too, because I mean the images that I've seen, because I haven't played the games personally, I've only barely watched. I think you played on stream before. I don't think he looks anything like Sully.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, he could probably make it work, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
sure they can make a different interpretation of Sully, right? Because that's what they pretty much did with the Sonic movie. Dr. Robotnik is known to be like a fat, looking guy with skinny long legs, and then Jim Carrey's like super skinny, and so they changed that version of him. So we'll see. I mean, hopefully he has the same charm as the same Sully from the game, because he Sully in the game, he has a certain charm to him, and he's always there to push Nathan Drake.
Right.
So we'll see if they have that chemistry. That's what I'm a little nervous about, is the chemistry between Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg. So hopefully it's there.
I don't know. I found Tom Holland to be kind of, he's got talent for sure, but I have yet to see him play more than
roles.
More than just like a couple different tones of the same kind of vibe. I don't really know how to describe it.
Well, apparently he has 2 other new movies coming out aside from Marvel movies. One of them is supposed to be kind of like a rated R film, from what I've been told. So hopefully those 2 other films can kind of show us what he's working with in terms of acting, other than just being Peter Parker, because that's pretty much all we know him by right now is Peter Parker. He does have another film with I think it was with Chris Hemsworth. I think it was like the whale movie. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, I forgot what that one was. I just know that he's been a voice in a lot of different animated projects now.
Yeah.
And so he's still kind of stuck in that.
But he was fairly young when he filmed that. So just now he's like, he's becoming a young adult. So
yeah, he's branching out a bit. We'll see.
Yeah, he's branching out. We'll see what his what his acting chops are, because same thing with like what should we call it? Robert Pattinson,
oh yeah.
People couldn't see him outside of the Twilight thing, and then he's made his way out of it. You know what I mean? So hopefully Tom Holland can do the same with all these upcoming movies, and I'm excited for it. Nonetheless, me complaining about the whole Sully thing, and I hope it really, really works, because I love Uncharted, so hopefully it ends up working out in the end. And I'm just happy that we're actually finally getting some more positive news instead of getting negative about, another director dropped out. And it's just like, shit, is movie ever gonna be made, or is it just cursed? But that's pretty much it on that one. Did you have any other words on that?
No, a part of me wishes that the project would just continually lose directors, just because I want it to be the thing.
Become a meme at this
for like
point,
30 years. I'm like, well, it's the 75th director to lose. Who knows what?
Yeah. The next bit of news is a little bit depressing for me, man. So here we go, guys. Taika Waititi has said that he is unsure if he will still direct the live action AKIRA adaptation.
That stings.
So that one kind of hurt. That one kind of hurt a little bit, And you know what, too? I felt like it was headed this route, because dude, he's like signed up for so many projects, man. It's insane. Yeah. I'm just like thinking, is he ever gonna get around to doing this film? Because he's barely talked about it much. He's so on board with the whole the Thor movie, and then now they have him like super excited about doing a Star Wars film.
Yeah,
and it's just like, and he has a couple other movies that he's adapting to. Then it's just like, what the heck? This man he's got a workload, dude.
I mean, as disappointing as it is, I kind of understand it. Just because, like, if you have too much on your plate and you're trying to do too many things at once, nothing gets done the way it should. And so everything suffers because you're trying to do all the things at the same time.
Yeah.
So if it's a matter of like scheduling or just his mental capacity to be a creative, hands down.
And I'll be honest with you, I don't want to see this movie made without Taika, because I feel like he's going to hit that tone so perfectly good, dude. And it's just the whole cyberpunk like aesthetics to it. I can see Taika like just all over that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know many other directors that come to mind by name. I don't remember who directed that second, like the Tron sequel that they did for Disney. It's that like Tron Legacies or whatever. It has a bit of that kind of vibe, but at the same time, it's a completely different tone. It barely overlaps with Akira. So I don't know if even that kind of director would work. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think either I was gonna say James Gunn for this role, but I feel like Taika is just so perfect, because James Gunn will find so much like to make it kind of more of a comedy type thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel like Taika's I don't want to see anybody else do this other than him. That's just me being selfish, to be completely honest with you. And I'm sad because at least it's not like, oh, I'm not doing it anymore. He's just unsure. But it doesn't give me hope.
You know who would be a cool director for that though?
Yeah.
Bong Joon-ho.
Oh.
The guy who just did Parasite and won all the Oscars.
Yeah.
His way of moving a camera and having shot composition I think would really be cool. And I think he's talented enough to know what tone
And I'm
to
pretty sure a
strike.
lot of studios are gonna want to hire him for a
Mhm.
lot of new work, man.
If he got attached to that, that would be a film to keep an eye on for sure.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that would be pretty interesting. Um, but that's it, unfortunately, man. So, what about you? Did you have any thoughts on this
Well,
anymore?
I mean, aside from what we already said, I don't think I don't know. Like Akira, like the movie itself that we have, the animation. I don't remember how many different versions there are, but the version
Hmm.
that I have seen the most was a DVD release, and I think that that was just stunning and beautiful to look at without it even being high definition. So I can't
Hmm.
imagine if this movie does get made, if they'd be able, they would take a real talent to be able to capture the aesthetic of it all as well.
Yeah.
Because I think that
Yeah.
the art style of that movie is half of what makes that movie so good to me.
No, yeah, very true, man.
So
Um, we'll have to wait and see, I guess, man. Unfortunately, guys, this is still going to be in production hell for quite some time from the sound of it.
yeah,
Especially with all the projects that Taika's, taking on because he's become very, very popular over the last 3 years, man.
yep.
And he's gotten more popular now. He's at his,
He's at a fever pitch right now. I mean, he's a shooting star.
definitely
He's
he's
still
on
on
it,
it, going up.
man. Yep. But I have one more bit of news here before I
Okay,
toss it over to you. We're gonna end it on a positive note here.
okay, sounds good.
Before I toss it over to you, Emilio Estevez will reprise his role as Gordon Bombay in the Disney Plus's The Mighty Duck series. And we were just talking about in the last podcast that Disney, if anybody can bring back like a lot of people to reprise their roles, it's gonna be Disney, man. And here we go, dude. Another one to reprise the role. And I'm super excited about this, man, because Emilio Estevez is the heart of this movie, man. Besides from the kids, obviously, kids are the big part of it, but like Emilio is the coach, man. I can't see anybody else do, the little league hockey of the Mighty
Right,
Ducks.
right.
Dude, I'm so pumped. I am so excited. And not only that, but we actually got a picture of him in like the whole hockey gear and everything
Yep,
with the
we did.
kids and stuff. So that's really cool.
I have to say I don't remember, like I said last time we talked about this, I don't remember hardly anything about the actual live action Mighty Ducks thing.
Mhm.
So I don't remember what his character was in the show. Was he already a coach?
Yeah, he
He was
wasn't
the
a coach
coach.
at
No.
first. He wasn't
Okay.
a coach. He played hockey when he was younger.
Right.
And then I think he got injured at a certain point, if I remember correctly. And but he's always loved the game. And eventually, from what I remember here, I need to rewatch the movies. It's been a while.
Yeah.
He has to take upon either, I think he takes on a team to like he builds a team because he's a lawyer in the movie. At first
Oh.
he's a lawyer, and then he decides that he wants to make a little league team. I think it had to do with his uncle or a family member
Right.
that kind of convinces him to actually want to do that. But like I said, it has a lot of charm to it, and it very resembles one of those movies like The Sandlot and The Goonies
A
because of the
classic.
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very good, man. And honestly, it seems like over the years it's kind of lost it became one of those underrated films that doesn't
It's a
really get
sleeper.
talked about that
Yeah.
often.
I would say it's
Now,
very much a
at least
sleeper.
like because back then, like me growing up, like early 2000s and in the 90s, this movie was like the shit. And then now it's like it's fell under the radar. So
Mhm.
hopefully this will kind of get people more interested.
Spark some
in
interest.
spark
Yeah.
some more interest, and hopefully they release the movies on Disney Plus because
Like
I know we had to wait. So
I
hopefully
don't imagine they'll hold on to a lot because like we said last time too, like Disney Plus is very, very good about like every week dropping a good basket of content onto the
Mhm.
platform and not taking any away. So like as the months have gone by, like what's on the platform has grown quite a bit. And before long, I mean Disney owns a shit ton, don't get me wrong, but they're gonna run out at the rate that they're going of what they own to put on the thing. So I think it's just only a matter of time for
Right.
everything we could want from Disney to be on that platform,
I'm telling
which
you,
is
man.
awesome.
Um, as long as they keep doing this, man, where they keep bringing back some older shows and have actors reprise their roles, I wouldn't doubt that Shia LaBeouf comes back for like an Even Stevens reboot
That would be
movie
cool
or
too.
something. You know, like a reunion type episode or something. They can do that. It seems like they're able to do that. They got the money.
Money talks, man. Money talks.
Money talks, dude. Disney pretty much almost owns the world already. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and toss it over to you. I know you got a couple there. You want to go ahead and share those?
So a little update on Indiana Jones 5 came from Harrison Ford this week. He says that the filming for the movie will begin in about 2 months, which it being February means March, April. They're going to start filming in April. Hopefully that isn't a very early April Fool's joke. But I think that we could probably take Harrison for his word. I'm kind of, the more I think about this, the more mixed I am on how I'm going to feel about watching this movie, because Harrison's looking real old these days, like real old. And so
he has a new movie coming out too with the I forget that's the one with the dog.
Call of the Wild, I think.
Call of the Wild. There we go.
Yeah.
We saw the trailer when I went to go watch the Sonic movie this weekend, and I'm like, damn, dude, he's looking pretty old, man. Like, is he gonna be able to be swinging around with the whip? And you know what I mean? Like, I don't think so. It's not gonna look pretty on screen. And like I said, I don't want them to do the same old joke about him being old, you know, and just shitting on the youngins. And it's just he's gonna become a grumpy old indie. You know what I mean?
I think if they're gonna go that route and have those jokes, they need to have the entire plot be Indiana Jones belongs in a museum, and we're here to take him, kidnap him, and put him in a museum, and he's trying to not have that happen, and it's more of a comedic approach. Will they do that? Hell no. But
no, they're not.
Therefore, they shouldn't do those kinds of jokes, but you know that they will, because that's what they're going to do. I mean...
That's what they are going to do.
Because I think, isn't Spielberg back for this one as well? Like,
he is.
It's the whole crew. So it's going to have that sentiment.
I'm curious to know what's going to happen with Shia LaBeouf's character. They can't just ignore that. I really hope they don't ignore that.
I hope not too.
That's pretty much his son. You know what I mean? So
I don't know, because the way that the fourth one, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, set it up is that he's pretty much going to be the next Indiana Jones. I mean, he even gets to wear his dad's hat. Like, I think Indiana, at the very end, when he's getting married to her finally, like, walks away and he puts his hat.
He was about to put it on.
No, right,
He was about to put on the hat, and then Indy takes the hat.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So
it's hinted, so I would like to see that. I found him to be entertaining.
Eventually, yeah, I think it would be good. I mean, I would have rather this better be like a passing the torch film, man, because I feel like this is way too long for it to finally just end. Like, what this has to be something. It has to be an ending to a beginning, if that makes any sense. Because the beginning of a new indie, you know what I mean?
What if he dies in this one?
That'd be interesting.
I think that would be.
I mean, I feel like that'd be the way to go, right? To have like some.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean?
If he dies in this one, that's going to immediately make this movie almost a must-see, assuming it's at least on par with like number 4, because that's the end of that character's journey. So I think that's almost the way to go with this movie. I don't know. I mean, I'm speaking too soon, but I mean,
right.
Who knows?
It's just, yeah.
But in other news, from discussing film on Twitter, Tom Hardy. You may know him from the amazing performance of eating lobster in Venom. He played Eddie Brock in Venom. He shared a new look at Woody Harrelson's Cletus Kasady in Venom 2. Cletus Kasady playing Carnage.
Carnage, yes.
And for those of you who look this up and see it for yourself, the hair is no longer the Annie curly red frizzy afro looking thing.
For those of you that have never seen the film, please come back in 20 seconds or something like that. But basically, at the end of the film, there's a special end credit scene to Venom, and it shows Cletus Kasady in a cell, and he has like this red curly hair.
It's real bright. It's
and
like...
he has the most cheesiest line of all the movies, dude.
Yeah.
What does he say?
I think it's like it's time for some carnage or some shit.
It's time for some carnage.
Good God.
God, man. It was just awkwardly like the way he delivered that line too was very.
He needed to wink at the camera. It's time for some carnage.
Yeah, pretty much. Man,
this new image of him, he's wearing like a reddish and yellowish Hawaiian shirt,
t-shirt. Yeah,
and he looks kind of gross, like oldish, skinnish, oilyish. I don't know if it's just the shot of the camera. I
think it's the picture in the shot. Because I'm looking at the picture right now. Yeah, I do like the hair a lot better. That's for sure. You know, they don't have to go exactly like the comic books. You know, as long as he does have red hair, because that would just kind of make sense. But they don't have to make the same exact hair. You know, but I like it. I like the look of him. I'm not convinced with the Woody Harrelson as Carnage though. I think it might be a miscast, dude, because I just feel like he's a little too old for this role.
Yeah, I think he's too well. He's a little old. He's also at this point pretty well recognized, which will be too much of like it's Woody Harrelson with Carnage powers.
Mm-hmm. You know who I would have really loved to see,
Jim Carrey
in this role. All right.
I would love to see Jim Carrey.
I think they could have gone with someone a lot younger.
Okay.
I think the kid from Gotham, aka the Star Wars game, Jedi Fallen Order, Cameron Monaghan.
Ooh, he would have been real good. Yeah.
I think he would have been perfect for the role.
I would have liked to see that.
You know what I mean? I think it would have been really good, man, because he's already he knows how to play like a menacing character because he played the Joker.
Yep.
In the Gotham series, and people loved it. I loved it when he first appeared in the I forget what season it was. I think it was like 3 or something, and people didn't know what character he was playing at all because it was leading towards something else. And then later on, it's revealed that he's the Joker. I think because the way he laughs and he smiles, he can play the menacing character. So I would have loved to have seen him do it, man. So
I think he would have been cool, but I think
that was
Woody Harrelson. He
missed opportunity.
He plays a bit of, I don't want to say one note character, but he's very like it's Woody Harrelson. Like he plays, I want to say like a drunken gunslinger type person. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to imagine Carnage.
This would be an interesting role for him, man. We'll see if he's playing Woody Harrelson as Carnage, or
I think that's what it's going to be.
Playing Carnage. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's. I don't know. I like the look. It's a lot better already. Just the little image that they gave us, but we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Sure.
Because Carnage is definitely like a more menacing, does not give a shit about rules or anything type of character over Venom.
It's sadistic
unless
too.
Unless they're just gonna change it completely and it's not as menacing as like the comic books. But that's why everybody loved him, because it's possible they could change the formula for the character, because look what they did with Venom. He's technically an anti-hero now, and he's not a bad guy.
Carnage is one of the most famous of the symbiotes, right behind Venom. And he's famous for being no nonsense, no bullshit version of Venom.
Yes.
So if they really kind of neuter that part of the character, I think it's going to lose a lot of any momentum it had.
Yeah.
Personally.
For sure.
That's just my opinion. The next bit of news is a bit of a spoiler. For any reason, if any of you guys have not been caught up with all 3 seasons of Stranger Things, obviously spoilers ahead if you care about that. If not, obviously, then steam right ahead. There was a trailer recently dropped, a teaser, like what was it, like 60 seconds, I think. For Stranger Things season 4.
It was 50 seconds. It was a 50-second trailer, yeah.
In which case, it's revealed at the very end that Hopper is alive and bald as fuck.
In Russia.
In Russia, yeah, of all places. So, what do you think?
I have some things about this, man. I have some feelings about it.
Right.
So, we talked about a little bit of Stranger Things here on the podcast. I want to say that I love season 1, dude. From beginning to ending, masterpiece. Season 2, best thing about that show, honestly, was Sam, I forget his name.
From the crap, I should know this. I'm hating myself for not knowing.
AKA
this.
Rudy, AKA
Sean Austin.
Sean Austin, there you
Sean
go.
Austin,
My
I
man
think.
Sean Austin was an incredible character on that show, dude. I loved his character. He was so charming, and I liked him. It sucks that, you know.
Yeah, all I saw whenever I was seeing him on screen, I didn't call him Bob or whatever his name is. I was like, Sam. Like I was doing the whole Frodo thing. Like, we wouldn't get far.
He was the best thing about season 2. That was it. He was the best thing. Season 3 comes along. I think it's a lot better. It was a lot better for sure.
Yeah.
The thing that made it great is that 2 major characters supposedly died. One of them for sure we know died.
Yeah.
The other one, which was Hopper,
he pretty much did a whole hero moment. I mean, he sacrificed
kind of left it open for interpretation that maybe he could be alive because we didn't get to see his body or whatever. And towards the end, it said they were like in Russia and they said, "Oh, leave the American in there or whatever." But they could have just left it for us to figure out
or see in the show
towards the very end of the season, maybe the last 2 episodes where he's actually is alive or something, but not show it on the trailer just because they want to let people know to still watch the show. And I don't think they needed to do that.
No,
to have people watch the show. And it kind of fucking ruins season 3 for a lot of people because that ending was impactful as fuck. I remember Twitter blowing up like, what? He died? You know, now it's like, it's not gonna matter at all, man. Like that is not gonna have the same impact anymore because he's back. All right, so well, there's that.
See, I kind of see it. I mean, I agree that they should not have shown it in a teaser trailer. I think that's
trailer, right.
That's a foolish
think it's
decision.
If he was still gonna be alive, right? We get that, but the fact that they showed it in the trailer is kind of ruins it for it.
Right,
because it's just it didn't leave us wondering. It didn't leave us for to think about it. Oh, was that really him in the cell? Was it somebody else or what? You know.
See, here's the thing though. Like I said, I agree 100%. It shouldn't have been in the trailer. That was stupid because if you put something in the trailer as big as a reveal of a character living, like I know this isn't a spoiler for anyone who has cared at all to see these movies, but the Lord of the Rings movies, right? For someone who hasn't read the books, when Gandalf falls to the Balrog down on the bridge of Khazad-dûm into the depths below, he says, "Fly, you fools," and that's it. As a fan of Gandalf, you're like heartbroken at that, and it's tragic. He's not in there for the rest of the movie. Then you go into Two Towers. If you watch the trailer, they fucking show Gandalf show back up. He's like, "I'm Gandalf the White, bitch," and he's in the rest of the trailer. I'm just like, why are you doing that? It's such a big thing.
Yeah, it is very annoying when they actually they reveal like that the character is actually back.
It's kind of a bummer. But for me though, as far as him being back in the show, I don't see it as a complete undermine of season 3's oomph because Hopper did not know he was going to survive that, and yet he still chose to do the hero thing. And so that really shows how awesome of a man he is. And a character.
He's a lovable character, dude. Honestly, I would have been okay if they never killed him off. You know what I mean? In season 3, supposedly, killed him off or whatever. But I would have been fine if they never did. So I wouldn't have been that big.
I'm more curious.
I still enjoyed it. But the fact that they pretty much just set it up to the point where it's like they made it a big thing that supposedly he died. And only to just reveal him again in the trailer, it's stupid. It's
not the best. I'm more curious, like where the hell they're gonna go with season 4.
I just hope it just feels like I really hope they don't do the whole Walking Dead route because I feel like it's headed that way, where it's just like they're gonna put themselves in the same situation over and over and over again.
Yeah, that would be
bad. It's just like it's gonna be rehashed material. You know what I mean? Now is the time to not rehash it. Please, like, change things up because...
Take it in a bold new direction. I would love to see if the whole world, like, it's been very localized places, that something happens in season 4. It could be the finale of season 4, where shit absolutely hits the fan, and all of a sudden portals to the upside down are opening up all over the place.
Eventually, this is just my prediction, okay?
Yeah.
Eventually, this show's going to be almost like an X-Men. And what I mean by that is because there's multiple people that have powers in this world that people are unaware of. Like
Yeah.
season 2, or it was a season, season 2.
Season 2, yeah.
Season 2, 11 meets up with a whole bunch of those other kids that have other powers as well. And that goes to show that eventually, and I think whenever they depart, like they're gonna meet up again. They're gonna have that moment where they all unite for something a lot bigger. And I feel like it's eventually gonna be like an X-Men type thing where
for sure.
Go up against them.
And it could be really intense too to have a bunch of different shit go hit the fan. But I'm excited, regardless of how tasteful the trailer was.
I'm gonna watch it. I am gonna watch it. It was very distasteful that the fact that they revealed him in the trailer. I'm a little upset about it, to be honest with you. But am I still gonna watch it? Yes, because I like Stranger Things. I actually enjoy it. I really do. So there's that.
But that's all the news I had there. I have 2 more, but I'll go ahead and toss it over to you now.
Yep. Then, all right, then. So I got 2 Marvel-related news topics. First one is Black Panther 2 is reportedly eyeing to begin filming in March 2021 in Fox Studios, Australia.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Yeah. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see exactly what the announcements are as far as casting goes and who the villain's actually going to be. I hope it's Namor. I'm really cool. Hoping it's going to be Namor. Especially because they kind of low key teased them in Endgame, even though that it was never really confirmed or not. But just the fact that I like that setup, you know what I mean?
It's gonna be hard to top the impact that was the monstrous film Black Panther. I mean, everybody, Marvel fan or not.
They still have a man, Chadwick Boseman, still do the Wakanda Forever. Yeah, man. I feel so bad. Every time they somebody interviews them and they make him do it. You can just tell he's tired, man.
Yeah. Well, I loved that movie. I mean, I was blown away by not only the music, but also just the acting chops. Before even Thanos was on screen, because that was before Infinity War and everything. Killmonger was one of the most compelling villains in a Marvel movie for a while.
Because you actually felt for him and you were frustrated for him too. And I don't necessarily see him as a villain, in my opinion, man. This movie is the first Black Panther movie is the only one where I felt like they were wrong for what they did to his family, his uncle, and they were pretty much not very convincing to try and maybe bring them into the family.
That was their mistake. I mean? They should have. They should have been mistake.
They should have tried to convince him. Like Chadwick's character, which is Black Panther. What's his actual T'Challa? T'Challa. Yes, he should have been more welcoming because that is technically his cousin. That's his blood. So he should have been more welcoming about it instead of trying to fight him the entire time.
Well, I mean, his dad should have been the one after doing that to his father. He should have been like, "Do you want to come with us?" and let him choose as a boy to stay there or not.
Yeah,
but I do see Killmonger being a villain just because he there was a line right where he crossed it and he's like, "Okay, we killed everyone who isn't us."
Absolutely, 100%. I get that, right? Yeah. But I feel like they could have done more to possibly bring him in. To rule together or whatever, you know what I mean? Because I like his character. Not only that, but fuck, dude, the acting chops on what's his name? Michael B. Jordan.
Yes,
Michael B. Jordan killed it, man. He really did kill it. He definitely stood out the most out of everybody in this movie, including over Chadwick Boseman. Personally, I thought he did a lot better, but nonetheless, I'm still very excited for Black Panther 2. I'm curious to know what they're going to go with it. And hopefully, I'm rooting for Namor. That's to be the villain. Rooting for Namor. But anything else is possible, So we'll see.
That'd be cool, man. I mean, at this point, Black Panther, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, and Black Widow's gone. So I guess Hawkeye and Wanda and Vision are the team that's from the older, still carried over compared to the stuff that's going to be coming in new with this new phase. They're kind of now the rock that we're familiar with as we sail through this. Yeah. So I mean, it'll be cool to see how they take the second Black Panther movie to not only make him just as a cool character, but as one of the leaders.
Yeah,
of the whole
that's very
crew.
true.
So I'm looking forward to that for sure.
But yeah, so the next bit of news, the last one, Marvel related again. It's a Disney Plus Hawkeye series is now eyeing to begin filming in September. So
What?
the last time we reported about the Hawkeye series was that it was indefinitely canceled.
Yeah.
Apparently. I don't know why. No one really knows why. It eventually that post got deleted too. I remember seeing it get deleted.
Mhm.
So, some behind the scene stuff wouldn't happen. So I'm just glad that it's actually happening, man, because this is definitely one of those series that I was actually really excited for.
Yeah.
Because I like the connection he had with his daughter in the beginning of Endgame. Like that was such a touching scene, you know what I mean? So it's like this is going to be good. I think this is going to be like a buddy cop film where he's teaching his daughter,
and Jeremy Renner is really fun to watch. And I want to see more of him because I mean, Hawkeye. There's a reason he's a kind of a butt of a joke.
And I hope we get. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but I need to get this out there. I really hope that we get more of the Ronin side of the series.
Oh, for sure.
Like in the beginning part, where what happened between that, because there was a giant gap where we didn't get to see a lot of that. Of what happened between Endgame and then when he was gone from there.
Yeah, it's a 5-year gap.
People were trying to figure out like whatever happened to him or whatever. So he was on the run. So it would be interesting to see him, just fighting crime as Ronin, and then eventually kind of catches up to the point where it's after Endgame and he's with his family again and is teaching his daughter all the stuff. So
I would enjoy
There's a lot
seeing
of potential.
But like Hawkeye as a character has been the butt of a joke in a lot of situations with the Avengers and Marvel movies as a whole. Because you go, this guy turns into a giant green thing that can pretty much punch anyone out. This guy throws a shield and somehow it always comes back to him and he's got the heart of gold. This guy is a billionaire and he is sassy as of hell and he shoots rockets out of his shoulders. This guy has a bow and an arrow and he shoots it well. Like it was kind of a butt of a joke.
Right.
But like you pointed out, the whole Ronin segment, the reveal slowly over the MCU that he not only has relationships, he has a family. He has a wife and kids. And what that did to him to lose them and to have them back, plus the intimacy we see between him and his children, specifically his daughter wanting to teach her how to do a bow. It's got a lot of setup to be a fun, entertaining time.
Exactly.
It reminds me of like, I don't know how much wrestling you have ever watched, but it reminds me of The Undertaker, where we thought it died and all of a sudden it just, I'm here.
I'm about to say something very controversial here, okay? So, maybe not to you, but to some people might feel some type of way about this.
Okay.
I personally did not want a Black Widow movie. I think I've been very vocal about it. I think I've mentioned this before. I never really cared for a Black Widow movie. I would have loved to have seen a Hawkeye movie, though.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know.
Just because I think, I don't know. Especially because he's alive too, so there's more impact in there. We already know her fate, like she's dead. So this is all just like a prequel or whatever. So I don't know what they're gonna do with that movie per se. But I would have really loved to see this as a film over a show. But nonetheless, I'm happy that we're still getting a show.
Right, and I mean it's one of those. It's one of the Disney Plus's big wig named upcoming exclusives. So they're not going to hold back from making it rain on the budget. Like it's Disney
for sure.
And what they did with Mandalorian and all these other shows that they're going to be making, they're going to throw money at it to make it look like a movie per episode quality. So I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah, I don't think it's that controversial to say that. I think a lot of the curiosity for her,
people, you know how some people are. It's just the whole women empowerment stuff, and I don't want to push any buttons because it's not even about that. What I really wanted to see is the fact that him passing the torch to his daughter, because I like the chemistry that he had with his daughter, and her just pretty much becoming a badass and eventually being in the new Avengers.
That'd be cool.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. I just feel like there's more story to tell there than there is in the Black Widow stuff. Like I just feel like the Black Widow stuff is just like,
Well, for me,
I don't know.
what I was curious about her is
I
her
haven't even
whole
seen
her
the
own
movie yet.
intro.
You know, granted, I haven't seen the movie.
Right.
The movie could be amazing for all I know, but it's just from what I'm feeling right now at the moment. Like I never really asked for a Black Widow film, but who knows? I might get surprised and it end up being one of the best Marvel movies. So,
Who knows? Yeah, because
we'll have to wait and see.
for her, what is intriguing to me was the little glimpse we got in Age of Ultron of her whole being amongst these people training her, pushing her, telling her, or knowing when she was holding punches, and then the imagery of her not having a voice, and like she had to have a surgery to make it so she couldn't have kids, and just like that whole environment was kind of intriguing to me. Her being dead post Endgame does pull into question like why now, why not earlier.
That's the thing too, is that I don't think it would have bugged me as much, and I don't think people would have minded if she had her own film if it just happened earlier.
Yeah, I mean that is strange that they're just not doing it unless they're planning to bring her back, because like in all comic books, nobody stays dead for long.
Yeah, very much possible, right?
Yeah, I'm excited for Hawkeye, man, and the fact that they are. No, it was Black Panther that's doing it in Australia. Do we know where Hawkeye is planning to film it all?
No, there's no actual stuff. So I think they're just confirming that it actually is still happening. So
hey, that's
I'm just
better than it not.
They're confirming, yes, that it's happening. So that's good. I just need more Disney Plus content, man. And this is going to be the year where we get more of it, and hopefully we just continue to keep growing the streaming service because I love Disney Plus. So
it's been worth it, every single penny. And it wasn't that much anyway. I think it was like $80 for a year. I mean, it's not bad.
It's not.
So
that's pretty much it for the bit of news for me. I'm gonna go ahead and toss it back to you for the last remaining two.
Yes. And, so we got a bit to talk about here in a second. For this bit of news, it's from Discussing Film yet again. Stefano Salima has said that the Call of Duty film is on indefinite hold and is no longer a priority at Activision. Are you disappointed and crushed, Jimmy?
No.
No?
I don't care for Call of Duty.
You weren't going to be there day one, like camp out for tickets and stuff? Oh, man.
I wouldn't mind a Call of Duty Zombies movie. That would be interesting.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I'd be all over that.
Fetch me their souls. Yeah,
really cool. I'd be all over that just because of I've always enjoyed the lore of the zombies, like storyline. Sure. I think fucking fantastic, man. I think it's great. The story that they've built. As far as the video game adaptation to film,
yeah, I mean,
it's to me I would rather watch Expendables.
Oh, sure.
I mean, you know what I mean? I'd rather watch that. I'm not
if it comes to war content, I either want it to be done in taste, like 1917, Saving Private Ryan, Schindler's List, those kinds of Hacksaw Ridge, those kinds of movies where it's like it's an actual historical story or a slight retelling of certain things, but it's done very tastefully and respectfully. Or I want it balls to the wall.
Movie Dunkirk too. That was a good one too.
That was a good one.
Dunkirk,
Or I want it balls to the wall, just complete nonsense of just go crazy, like you said, Expendables or the A-Team or all these other movies where it's just like, what is happening? Explosions. That's what. That's
exactly.
So, or Tropic Thunder is another good example of just a no seriousness taken when it comes to a war movie.
I don't know, man. Honestly, I put the resources to make a different movie. Pick a different game to make a different movie out of it, because I'm pretty sure Activision has they have a list of games that probably have better stories that probably would fit better as a movie or a series. So yeah, Call of Duty, no, just leave it. Just focus on the games and just leave it at that.
Yeah. So. And you're going to hear from us in an upcoming review of the Sonic movie, whether we think video game movies have it better off or worse off post that movie coming out. So stay tuned for that. But I agree. They have a lot of different stories to tell other than just a shoot 'em up Call of Duty game. So I'm down. I'm glad that that's gone, actually. And then here's the big kahuna of today's news. What we got to talk about in detail.
This is the one we were looking forward to the most about talking, and this is the one where we were both freaking out, like, holy shit, it happened. But
there was I think it was like maybe 50 seconds or a minute, little video that was dropped kind of out of nowhere, it felt, of a what is it called, where they do like a shot test or a costume test
Hmm.
of
Pretty much what they did with the whole Joaquin Phoenix and
yeah,
Joker,
yeah,
where they just had him standing there and just moving around, and there was
just
like a
for the
song.
look. Which that
Yeah,
was
just
pretty
look.
accurate to what we got in the movie. So
Yeah,
I'm
it
hoping that this
was.
is accurate too, because
Yes.
it's all like dark and red, and it's got like it's a Batman. I should say that if you haven't been paying attention.
Yeah.
Um, it's got
We're
like
talking
the
about the Batman reveal. So
yeah.
apparently on Twitter we got a Batman reveal of the whole, pretty much not the whole look, because it's
It's only
missing
like
the head part.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
only like right here to here,
Yes.
mostly.
So
But
we get the cowl look, like we can kind of see his mouth the way that would look, and then we also get the new emblem.
which looks like two
Uh,
batarangs as that makes
it
up the
either
emblem.
yeah, and then also people have been saying that it's possibly the gun that his parents got killed with.
Ooh, I haven't thought about that.
Yeah, that's what
That'd be
everybody
weird.
was saying. That was like the big thing.
I
That
don't know
they
if I'd
could
like that.
he made it into a bat symbol. I wouldn't. I think it would have been great if it was just like a batarang. He took it out, throw it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And just but who knows?
I think it looks cool. It reminded me a lot, the music especially, but also
The
like
music,
the armor
animated
type.
series, dude.
Well, not that. It reminded me of the Arkham games.
That
A
yeah,
lot.
that too. Yeah. I was gonna
Yeah.
say.
That looked really cool. But
Mhm.
the news is Matt Reeves' The Batman will reportedly explore Bruce Wayne's second year as Batman. So he's still very early on. He's been doing it for a year, but he's still pretty early on in his whole
Mhm.
like badassery moments.
As the Cape Crusader.
Yeah, I mean that leaves a lot of room too for all the
It
cool
does.
villains to show up.
And I love the fact that that's who we're getting, and we're not getting like a year one Batman where it's just like Batman Begins, where he's like barely getting used to this shit and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like we're going into it where he's already Batman. I like that,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
getting straight to the point. So I think that's good.
I think it looks.
I'm excited for it. I think it looks
clean.
good. I love the tone of the music as well.
Mhm.
I think he looks great. I just want to see the whole
cowl.
body, the whole cowl, the whole bodysuit, man.
Yeah.
I want to see how the cape flows, all that stuff. But just for the little teaser that they gave us, I think we've gotten a pretty good response from the fans. And
Yeah. I will say this: I will not be a fan of the helmet part of the cowl if it's short ears, because or short like peaks, because
Right.
it looks very like cranial, like it looks very like big forehead kind of a thing. But if it's got the longer ears, that could balance it out. But what I love most about this entire design and look of it is it's not trying too hard to look bulky. That was a main issue I had with Ben Affleck's Batman, is that he looked like he was in a constant muscle suit. Just absolutely chilling out, doing like tire flips and everything, and he looked fine there. But as soon as he put on the suit, it looked like he took cotton and put it in his sleeves here and there. Like it looked so fake and bad to me. I don't know.
No, but he was pretty built. Ben Affleck was really built for that movie, dude.
Yeah,
he was kind of steroid out. I mean, I don't want to say he was using steroids, but he was
Probably.
pretty built. He was very built.
Yeah.
So this is definitely going to be like a skinnier Batman, that's for sure. A more like toned up Batman.
Mhm. But I think that's going to be a good
I
thing.
agree with you, though. I agree with you with the whole head part. I really hope the ears are a little bit longer. But nonetheless, whether if the ears are small or not, I like it already.
Yeah.
It's a good sign already.
It looks
and
real
I'm
good.
curious to know what everybody else is going to look like. What I mean by everybody else is the villains. What is Catwoman's like look going to look like?
Yeah.
And I've heard that they're taking a lot of inspiration from Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman. So I'm on board with that, dude. Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman, and also the animated series. Like, oh, that'd be so good, dude.
Yeah, that'd be
a
pretty
mixture
good.
of that.
Yeah.
So
because her costume was kind of weird, because it was like black leather with stitches everywhere, which was kind of interesting.
Because she made her own outfit out of it, whatever. Yeah,
it was interesting. I don't know. I know that whatever's gonna happen, if we're not careful as a Batman fan, our expectations will exceed what's possible from the movie, and so I have to kind of keep it in check. But almost every single update I've gotten for this movie has me almost drooling to see it.
Yes,
I'm really
dude,
excited.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait, man. I'm super excited. And like I said, we were both freaking out when we saw that they finally gave us a reveal of what he's somewhat gonna look like. We're just like, yes.
Yeah, I was losing it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's pretty much all the news I have. I don't know if you have anything else in particular you want to say before we end it off here.
That is pretty much it, guys. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hopefully next week we'll get, or throughout this week we'll get a little bit more news for you guys to share and give you guys our initial thoughts. If you guys could please do us a huge favor, hit a like on the video, share it. It's been helping out a lot when you guys comment down below, because we're curious to know what your guys' thoughts are for any of the news related topics that we brought up today. And also stay tuned for the Sonic the movie review, which I don't even know his opinions about it yet, and I've been staying hush hush about it as well. But it's been getting getting praised pretty damn well, and I'm excited to get into it for sure. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Jimmy. That's Tim right there.
Indeed it is.
Please be sure to go follow our social medias to stay updated with us. Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all that good stuff. It's all down below.
Yep.
And we'll see you guys on the next What's Poppin' podcast. Take it easy, chat.